Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, hello, also welcome. Today I'm going to be doing like a beginner's face-based, I want to say face-based but that sounds really weird, but like tutorial, you know. I want to cover like foundation, highlight, contour, what powder to do, because when I first started makeup I had no idea. I was like, do you do cream and powder together? Do you just do all cream? Do you do liquid? I was like, what do I do? So I'm gonna hopefully help you guys today if you're a beginner with all of that jazz. Just a disclaimer, I am not a makeup artist whatsoever. Compared to a lot of people, I'm not even that great at makeup, but these are just like tips and things that I picked up over the past couple of years, so I thought I'd make my own video and hopefully I can help someone out there. Let's get right into the video. The first thing to make up, well, not the first thing, I don't know, the first, what am I saying? Choosing what kind of foundation to actually get. Now there's a lot of foundations out there and I was like stumped. I was stumped when I kind of got into makeup, but in the beginning I just sort of bought whatever makeup. Yeah, that looks like my colour, I'll get it. There's so many foundation types, it's crazy. But so basically, I mean, you've got your high end, you've got your drugstore, you've got in between. Not going to lie here, I buy drugstore makeup and I think that's fine. Okay, so it's definitely okay, and if you're first starting out, I'd probably recommend drugstore makeup because the pure fact that, like, you know, you're gonna make mistakes. Why would you want to waste high-end makeup like making those mistakes? Does that make sense? Oh my god. But also, it's not even like, just because you have the most high-end doesn't mean it's gonna be perfect. Like, I've seen people who have high-end makeup and their makeup still doesn't look that great, and I've seen people who only use drugstore and their makeup is fucking amazing. So yeah, first thing is foundation. Now I have a few here. These are, I mean, they're old, but when you're looking into getting a foundation, first of all you want to match your face, okay? I mean, if you fake tan, maybe you just kind of want to match your neck, I suppose. I don't really know. I'm not the best at matching, but I mean, you can do swatches on your face and think, oh yeah, is that gonna look okay? It's hard if you're buying online though, but I'm sure you'll be able to get the gist of it. Now, look how dirty this is. Another important factor is skin undertone. So what kind of undertone do you have? Do you have, for me, I think I have like a neutral sort of pink undertone. Like, my cheeks get pretty rosy, but I think I have a neutral undertone. So you can do a lot of your own research on that. You can sort of Google what undertone do I have, and I'm sure you'll be able to work it out because that's what I did. So that will help you with what foundation you need to buy, because usually it has it in the description. It says like, you know, this is good for, it has like a pink undertone. I don't know, I'm not going to explain things. Okay, and also another factor with your foundation is you want to know what kind of skin type you have, as in, you know, is your face dry? Is it oily? Is it a bit of both? Do you think it's normal? So that also helps factor what kind of foundation you'll get. So I mean, not necessarily, because you can always help, like if you bought a matte foundation and you have dry skin, you can always help your skin out by, you know, applying a lot of moisturizer, a lot of primer. Like, you can always counteract it, but it is good to stick, like in the beginning, to stick with the foundation that's most suited to your skin. I mean, I was pretty amateur. I've had these for a while now, and I was pretty amateur when I first started out with makeup. So this says normal to dry, for normal to dry skin. Now, I don't have normal to dry skin. I would say it's normal, but it's more normal to oily. Like, I don't have dry skin, so that's what I mean by that. Alright, let's get on to actually applying your foundation. So you get your foundation. Stop right here because you're not about to put your foundation on a dirty ass fresh face. Sister, no, that's not what you want to do. What you want to do is, do I speak English? Hello. What you want to do is make sure your face is clean. So you can wash your face with a facial cleanser, you know, in the bathroom or in the shower. Or if I'm like feeling, not lazy necessarily, but if I've already had a shower, because I shower at night, like, and I want to do my makeup the next day, I'll either just rinse my face or I'll get a makeup remover wipe and just wipe over my face to get rid of the residue. And yeah, so step 1, have a clean face. Next thing you want to do is moisturize. I don't think it matters what moisturizer you use really, depending on your skin. Is it sensitive, blah 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 blah, but I'm sure you will work that out. I just use whatever. To be honest, I have another moisturizer I'll show you. So if I know I'm going to be in the sun, I use this moisturizer because it has UV protection in it. It has SPF 15. Oh my god, it's just started to storm and rain. I feel like this is going to ruin my whole video. But yeah, this has SPF 15, so if I know I'm going to be out in the sun that day, I'll use something like this. But generally, I will just use whatever moisturizer. So, oh my god, she's squirting out. My face is clean, by the way, guys. And I actually already have moisturized today, but for the purpose of this video, I will do it again. Also, if you have oily skin, do not be afraid to moisturize because your oil production is totally different to moisturizer. And I'm pretty sure that your face produces more oil because it's feeling dehydrated. So if it's not dehydrated and you're moisturizing it, it's probably going to be producing less oil. And no, I haven't done my eyebrows, and no, I won't be doing them for this video because this is not that video. Next thing is primer. Primer? Yes. Now, you don't have to do primer. I never used to do primer, but it just feels like another step in your makeup routine. It feels like complete, and there's so many different primers, like depending on what skin you have, once again. So I have this primer from e.l.f. I haven't used it yet, but it's a poreless face primer because, you know, some days you might want to do your makeup and you might think, oh, my pores are a bit accentuated today. Maybe you want to like blur them out. It like fills in the pores, that kind of thing. Just preps your skin how you want it to be prepped before foundation. So for this face primer, it's just a face primer for combination skin. I feel like, I don't know what, like it's hard for me because most days my skin is normal, but it can be oily, but some days I do have dry patches, so my skin is a bit, so I kind of have a bit of everything in the department of foundation, primers, blah blah blah. Oh, also there's skin correcting primers too, so I also have, all these products are really old, by the way, and like dirty as, I don't know what that is. But yeah, this is a green one, so it's like, you know, I have my rosy cheeks and some days I'm like, I don't want that to show through. So it just really depends. There's so many different primers, but yes, I really think, I don't know, it just feels good applying primer, but you do you, just as long as you moisturize. Also, if you're one of those people that likes to apply that sunscreen under your makeup, it's probably best to get a moisturizer that has the SPF because then it's not as greasy and it just flows with your makeup better. Oh guys, I totally forgot to tell you, usually when you apply your moisturizer, you want to let that sit into your skin, like actually soak into your skin for about 10 minutes before you do your primer and before you do your foundation. So, but for the purpose of this video, I can't be bothered waiting. I'm going to take it off anyway, so. Right, now we can go on to foundation. Foundation. Okay, there's many ways you can apply your foundation. You can apply it with a brush like this. This is a flat brush. Personally, I do not like it. It makes your skin look streaky and disgusting. you can apply it with a sponge. Now, if you're applying it with a sponge, you want to actually soak your sponge and like squeeze out the excess, because this makes it really like, I don't know what the word is, but it makes it like soft and really bouncy, and it doesn't soak up your foundation as much, and it applies your foundation really well and makes it look just really nice. Also, another way to apply foundation is with a flat brush. So the brush has to have like a flat top. Now, I don't really like using brushes because I feel like they leave a streaky finish, but if you do apply it with a brush, you can always go over it with a sponge again. So I'm going to show you both ways. Oh, you can also use your hands to apply foundation, but you know, it's whatever preference you want to, whatever you want to do. Also, the amount of foundation that you choose to apply is totally up to you. I'd suggest starting off light if you're not sure. Oh my god! When I apply foundation, I know there's a little bit under there, but I don't blend it up all the way under here because you're going to be putting concealer on there. So it's like, why would you have a double layer like foundation plus concealer? It just gets really cakey. So I don't take it up here, and I don't go over my eyelids either. See what I mean? Like, I kind of went up, but not really. And you want to bounce it, don't drag your sponge, you really want to bounce it onto the skin. It just makes everything look really flawless. I'm going to put actually a little bit more on just because I want a fuller coverage. So you can always do that once you've done like one layer. If you want a fuller coverage, you can add another layer on the top. And do not forget to go down your neck, because no one wants like, you know, foundation face and the line stops there, because it is really noticeable. So I always slowly take it down, and then I eventually get down to my neck and just sort of like blend it out. So we have half our face done with a sponge. It looks really good. I really like it. I'm going to do the other side with a brush. So using the brush method, I feel like you kind of need to do it in circular motions. Don't press too hard. But yeah, circular motions, but more like downwards, if that makes sense. So like more pressure as you're going down. So like as I'm going up, I'm sort of releasing the pressure, and then I'm going down and it's like more pressure. Also go down your neck, don't forget. I'm just going to go over this side with a sponge, like just dab over it all to make sure it looks really nice, doesn't look, you know, streaky or cakey, anything like that. Now as you can see, like, it's only a pretty light coverage foundation, like it's nothing heavy. There's so many different, like there's light coverage, there's full coverage, but yeah, depending on what look you're going for, that's what foundation you'll buy. So yeah, she's all covered now. We can go on to highlighting. Now highlighting is basically you highlight certain points of your face, and also concealing like parts of your face. So you'll want to grab a concealer. Doesn't matter what concealer, like depends what look you're going for. So I always get a really light concealer. The concealer does need to be lighter than your foundation, but there's so many different undertones. Like there's peachy undertones, there's yellow undertones, and it kind of depends on like, you know, what your under eye is looking like. So if it's like what counteracts it. I used to have, yeah, so if you get like a yellow sort of concealer, that counteracts like, you know, purple veining. What counteracts? So like a peachy concealer would, you know, it brightens your under eye. Like, it just really depends what you're after. But I always just get, you know, a really light concealer with no real undertones. Just, yeah. Oh my god, I'm running out too, so I'm just trying to squeeze the life out of this. I really am due to get new makeup. Okay, applying concealer, you want to apply it not just like this, but like in a sort of triangle, like shape, because you don't want it just like there. Otherwise, if it's just like that, like, it looks really bizarre. So you need to like take it down a little bit, and I do one at a time so it doesn't dry on my face and it's easier to blend. You can blend with a sponge or you can blend with a little brush. I'll show you the brush method in a minute. So you just want to blend it out, and when you get to here, I kind of take the other side and like just blend the concealer with the foundation so it doesn't have like a harsh white to dark line, if that makes sense. And also I take it over my eyelids because that's how I like to prime and prep my eyelids. I use concealer. There are eyelid primers out there, but I feel like concealer does the same kind of thing anyway. And usually when I do my brows, I put like concealer on my lid anyway. Alright, so see, I don't know if you can see it, but it kind of does brighten up under your eye. You can add a little bit more if it's not enough for you. Another way to apply it with a brush. So the kind of brush you would use would be like a concealing buffing brush. So it's something like this, and like, you know, it's pretty fluffy. So a way that you would do that is obviously apply your concealer under your eyes in that sort of triangle formation. Okay, and then you can just blend it out using your brush. Sort of circular motions, kind of. Doesn't really matter, as long as you know it's blending and it looks okay, then, you know, you're good to go. You are good to go. I'm gonna add a little bit more. I really like using brush, like I feel like it's harsh on my eye and it makes my eye like cry, so that's why I like using a sponge. And I feel like a sponge just gives a nicer finish, but you do you, boo. Take from this what you will, do what you like. Okay, there we go. And we're not finished with the highlighting. So another point on your face that you want to highlight, or points, is you want to go down the bridge of your nose. Now this helps as a prepping step for contouring your nose and making it look slimmer. So you just want to like try and make it, you know, as neat as possible, but you want to make a line down the center of your nose like this. And also you want to take it in the center of your forehead to brighten her up, and on the center of your chin. And then I like to take my, I just dropped it. I like to take my sponge and sort of like dab it in, because you don't want to like, you don't want to just blend it away. You want to like blend it in. That makes sense. If you feel like it's not strong enough or it did like nothing, you can always add more. Never fear. But an important thing is to make sure that you blend it out before it dries, because once it dries, it's really hard to blend out and it'll start taking away your foundation that you have. And your chin again. Alrighty, and also after you've highlighted points of your face, then you can go over any spots that are still peeking through, and you can just you can just cover them up. So the way I like to cover it up is I actually prefer to use my finger because I feel like it leaves more coverage than the sponge. So I just take my finger and I just blend over that and conceal my acne spots that are really trying to play me today and really peek through. Right, now we've done the highlighting part with the cream or liquid concealer. Now you can choose to do your contouring both ways. You can choose to do it with the cream / liquid or with the powder separately, or you can do it together. So I'm going to show you a cream contouring if I can. I have this. I'm not sure if it's dark enough. It might not be. You know what, I might use this from this pan. It's just like, yeah, it's just a cream contour shade, but basically when you get that, I'm just using a brush. You can use a brush for cream, or if you have a stick you can just apply it straight on. Yeah, so basically where you want to put it is like the hollows of your cheek but a little bit higher. So the point of this is to sculpt your face and to make it look like you have really defined cheekbones and, you know, things like that. So I just apply it right there. Now don't take it too far down, just leave it here, not down there, and there she blows. So I'm going to buff that out. Now you can use a sponge, but when you do this, don't drag it down, okay? Try and keep it where it is. Try and keep it in that spot where you had it, but you want to blend it so it's not like a really harsh line. And if anything, you want to blend it upwards. Cream contouring and liquid contouring is probably the hardest, especially if you're beginning, so I'd probably stick to just the powder, which I will show you in a minute once we set this face down. So yes, so I don't know if you can see that, but it's added just like a little bit of definition, and that'll just sit nicely under your powder. And then you want to do the same thing, just blend it out on this side. Kind of keep it on the top, like on the top of your cheek, don't go down there. And take it out here. As I said, I'm not the best at cream contouring. Also, there's like a patch on my face that really sticks to like contour in general. I'm not sure why, but it just does. Another place you want to contour is around your forehead. So this just gives the appearance of a smaller forehead. I personally think that if you already have a small forehead, like, I wouldn't do this too much. I would just do it like only really briefly with like powder or something. But yeah, so you just want to make sure it's blended because you really don't want harsh lines. Kind of take it into your hairline too, because no one wants like the white, you know, gap between hairline and bronzer. It's just not cute. Okay, there we go. Some people also choose to cream contour the sides of their nose and their jawline. I'm not going to do that today because I feel like it'll just get crazy, but if you want to attempt that, you surely Wally can. Right. Now, once all the cream and the liquids and everything is on your face, this is the part where we set everything down. So first, what I love, mate, what I like to set down first and foremost is under my eyes. So you can set under your eyes with a sponge, or you can set under your eyes with a brush. Any kind of soft fluffy brush will do. Lately I've actually been using this kind of brush, which I know you can apply foundation with, but I've really been liking it for packing powder under my eye. Don't ask me why, I just feel like it's really good. But so you can choose to use, it depends like how bright you want your under eyes. So sometimes when I go for a night out, I'm like, I really want a bright under eye, so I'll like choose a color like a peachy color or a yellow color. But if you just want to set under your eye and you don't want any color, you can get a translucent powder, which is white. I don't have a translucent powder, but I have a setting powder and it's fairly light anyway, and I generally use that. So I feel like I'm going to use this powder today to set my under eyes. So as you can see, I put just a little bit in the lid, and before you set, you want to make sure there's no creasing, because you don't want to set creases under your eyes. So just go over with your sponge again. Make sure you go over it with the side that you didn't put contour on, otherwise you're just going to darken up your under eyes. And you're good to go. So see how this sponge has like a flat side? I like to use that to set under my eyes and also to cover up my jawline, but that's in the future. Anyway, so you just want to dip into it here, get some on there, and literally just put it under your eye and just pat it in until it like all soaks in to your eye. Okay? I'm also going to set my lid too with that. So there you go. She's all set under there. She is all set. But see what I mean? Like sometimes I'm like, oh girl, I really want it brighter under there. So I'll like, you know, grab a color like this and set it under there with that, because I really want it to be like brighter. Right, I'm going to show you how I do it with this brush now. So I just dip into it, make sure there's some powder on your brush, and you just want to softly put it on under your eye, and that just sets it down too. There we go. Right, now the next thing that I like to set down is my nose. So if you're going for a night out and you know your nose gets really oily and foundation rubs off it, you can set it down. I generally try to stick with it in the middle so it helps with that contouring thing. And I also set in the middle of my forehead and my chin like this with the sponge, just so it doesn't get oily and rub off. So basically the center of your face. Okay, and then once all that's done, you can get a pressed powder, or you can still use a loose powder, and you can just get a bigger fluffy brush, even bigger than this if you will, and then you can just set the rest of your face. Now when setting your face, do not do all this kind of things, because you're gonna make your foundation look streaky. Like you're gonna rub your foundation around on your face, you're gonna smear it around, it ain't gonna be pretty, it ain't gonna be cute. So just take it, dab it, and you want to pat it onto your skin like this, and just pat it everywhere to really set it down. Where I do sort of swipe is my neck, because I don't really care about my neck. I feel like it's not that bad, and I feel like it blends it out better when you do that anyway. So yeah, okay, but everywhere else you want to just pat. Pat, 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 pat. Alrighty, and then you can check in the mirror, say, am I all set down? Yes, I am. And now we can go on with contouring and bronzing. Now, you can choose to either contour on its own, bronze on its own, or both, contour and bronze. I'm going to show you both today. So, I have my contouring kit. So this is, we're obviously up to powder now, because we just did it with the creams and everything. Now we're doing it with powder. It's confusing, I know, but you do get the hang of it. So, I'm going to take probably, I don't know, this shade. Usually when I contour, I like to use a cool tone. So, okay, cool tone, you know, is something like this. And with a bronzer is usually really warm toned. So it's something more like this. So if you want to contour, use a cooler tone. Now what kind of contour brush I like to use is, can't find it, okay, something like this, so it can really get into the hollow of my cheek, if you will. Now when I contour, I kind of only contour my cheeks and then I bronze the rest up. So I'm going to dip into this shade here, and I'm going to have like a really light hand because, girl, I don't really contour anymore. And yes, so go like this and get the hollow of your cheek and really blend it out, girl. And you can sort of take it up around your face too if you want to. So like my face is really weird. Like on this side of my face I have like a patch here that really sticks to the bronzer and contour. I'm not sure why, but it's really annoying. If you have an annoying face, it's okay. You're not the only one. You can also contour your nose with this powder. I usually go over my nose with like, I just briefly do it with a bronzer, but I will show you how I do it with a contour. I don't really like using cool tones on my nose, but I mean, I just sort of dip it onto the edge of the brush because I use the edge of the brush to contour my nose. So you want to take it up the sides and you want to go up here, so it's not just like a line starting from here, it like actually looks like it's normal, and you want to go on the end of your nose to like close it in and like make it snatched. I mean, there's in-depth tutorials on how to contour a nose. I don't really contour my nose, I just briefly go whoop whoop whoop, so I'm not the one to watch for that. So yes, alright, there we go, sort of contoured if you can see that. Right, so now we've got our contour down. Now it is time, oh my god, I just dropped the pan, hello. Now it is time to bronze. Now when I was bronzing, I used to use like a big fluffy brush like this. You can if you want, but lately I've been using like a cheek brush, and it's sort of like angled and fluffy, and I use it for my blush too, and I just really like it because I can be like precise and it just looks a lot nicer. Okay, so you want to dip into that. You always want to tap off excess, and you always want to go with a really light hand because you never know how strong the bronze is gonna be. You don't know. So, and you want to go like on in the hollow of your cheek a little bit, but like a bit higher, because it's basically like how the sun, when you get a suntan, it hits the high points of your face, you know, kind of. So here, do not go down too far, and I start to take that around my forehead as well and get all in that hairline. Guys, another thing I forgot to mention, which I should have probably shown you, but it's too late now, is you can do cream highlighters. Now you can do this under your powder as well when you do your liquid highlighting, liquid and cream contouring. You can also do a cream or liquid highlight. So you basically just take a bit and dab it on the high points as well before your powder. I should have shown you that, but I totally forgot, so sorry, but I'm sure you would have got that. Just going to take that around my forehead because you don't want too much bronzer around your forehead, okay? So I just always take what's from going on my cheek to up there. Alright, and then of course you want to do your jawline to define that. So you just want to sort of go into that, and it kind of creates like a shadow and appears that you have a jawline. If you're not blessed like me and you have a really weak jawline, okay? Okay. You can even do it if you have a good jawline. So you just sort of create that shadow. And I always like to go down as well so that it sort of blends out, so it doesn't just look like a random dark line. Like that's what I like to do, is blend it out. and then I go a little bit on my chin, and then I take this contouring brush and I dip into that bronzer, and I like to go under my lip because I feel like it makes my lips look poutier. Probably doesn't, but anyway. And then of course I go into that bronzer and I roughly contour my nose as well. So there you go. All your bronzing and contouring is really done. Now this is another step you can do. You don't have to do it, but blush. I never used to do blush, but I feel like, girl, it changes the face, okay? It changes the face. Now I use that same brush that I used for my bronzer, my cheek brush, and I dip into my blush just a wee little bit, and I sort of like this so that my apple of my cheeks is like poking out. And I take out my apple of my cheek and I bring it upwards as well, so not just there, like I bring it so it's upwards and blended in with my bronzer. Okay, and I sort of take it up here too because I feel like if you just have random bits of pink on your face, like it doesn't all blend together, like your face doesn't look a whole. So yeah, so I take it up here as well. It might be weird, but that's just what I do. And I also go on my nose with whatever's left on the brush just to like bring everything together. And I also go on my chin a little bit, so like, you know, it brings things together, makes them look like my whole face is, I don't know what I'm talking about. Anyway, we're all done. But the last thing you want to do and never forget is highlight. I mean, you don't have to do highlight, but your girl knows my face ain't complete without a highlight. So there are many types of highlights, just like there are many types of every makeup in the world. Depends what kind of look you want to go for. Like if you want a really icy cheek, you would go for a brighter color. If you want a really natural bronzed glaze, you will go for a darker color. But it also depends on your complexion of your face. So as you can see, I like to use this one. It's my favorite. I've hit pan, so I'm going to use that one today. You want to take, you can use a fan brush if you want, but I found using a fluffy brush like this looks really nice for the cheeks. So you want to dip into that and tap off the excess. And I like to smile again, and where I like to put my highlight is like, start on like my cheek here and bring it up so that when I'm front on, you can see like my cheeks are glowing, not just side on, front on, honey, front on. Right. So I start it there, and then I bring it up, and then I blend it all here, and I sort of go on the top of my brow too, like that. So I'll do the other side. And I mean, it depends how much you want to put on. I feel like this is a nice subtle glow. If you want to go crazier, you surely can. And another way to go crazier is to get setting spray, spray your brush, and then dip into the powder, and Bob's your uncle. But I mean, that is really something. Okay, so I do my cheeks with this kind of brush, and then to continue with the rest of my face, I like to use a fan brush, and then I will I usually do the icier one for this part, and I go under my eyebrow like so. And what else do I do? I kind of go up there again, a little bit on my chin with whatever's left, and then, you know, Cupid's bow. And I used to use my finger and just like drag it, but lately I've been using the fan brush and like keeping it vertical and just going straight up and down my nose like that. And then I take whatever little brush will fit into my inner corner. So a brush like this that will fit into my inner corner, and I dip into there, and I just pop that on the inner corner, of course. There there you go. And the final step to completing your face is with a setting spray. I made this myself, that's why it's in an ugly ass bottle, okay? But it has like sparkles in it, so it's like extra glow. Depending on what you want, there are many different setting sprays. You know, there's mattifying ones, hydrating ones, glowy ones. It depends what kind of look you're going for. Okay. And when I set my face, I usually set my face before I do eyelashes, like mascara, because I feel like it makes mascara run. Also, most of the time, I set my face before I do my highlights so that my highlight sticks on a lot better. I don't know why I didn't do that today. I must have just forgot, but yeah. There we go. So yes guys, this is a face base tutorial for beginners. Here you go. Here's a completed look. I hope you learnt something today. And if you didn't, I hope you just enjoyed laughing at me. So bye guys, I'll see you in my next one. The cream or liquid. I mean, there's so many makeup. There's makeup. What? Oh my god, you know what's playing me? My eyebrows.